Welcome to Zoom In, all about Egyptian cinema, past and present. My guest today is film critic as well as general coordinator of several Egyptian film festivals, Mr. Sherif Awad. Mr. Sherif, welcome with us.
Thank you.
Well, I'd like to start first by asking you about your latest article. You wrote in it about documentary films in Egypt and how they have become a more powerful method in expression as well as in the use of its what you called avant-garde techniques. Would you tell me more about your point of view?
Well, I see that documentary films are important right now and easier to make than before, because most of the filmmakers right now are using a digital method, using their cameras, their laptop to shoot and edit their films. And this method give them an opportunity to tackle several subjects and to shoot fast and not to rely on financing. Also, we can see that many filmmakers, some of them are Egyptian, some of them are Egyptian born and from a different background. Some of them are belongs to Egyptian family who immigrated abroad. But they have one thing in common. They have a different eye and different method of thoughts, and they sometimes tackle subjects very far and very difficult for narrative filmmakers, the films that we see in cinema approach.
Yes.
Yes.
Would you tell me please about the most important documentary you've seen within the past months, let's say?
Well, you know, during last March we have organized Luxor Film Festival in Luxor, in Upper Egypt, and we have a documentary competition, and also we have a short competition that includes documentaries, short documentaries and short narratives. And in both competition we have screened different kind of documentaries from all over Africa. And I want to tell you that during Luxor African Festival, most of the documentaries we screened spoke about certain topics. One of the important topics was the immigration, the illegal immigration from Africa, from different countries from Africa, whether from North Africa or from the sub-Saharan area to Europe, and how sometimes young people try to find new ways of income and immigrate to Africa using boats or using different method of transportation, and sometimes they lose their life on the road, and sometimes they arrive to Europe and cannot find their way to make a good living. And one of the film we screened in Luxor, and it got an award, was a Tunisian documentary called Emir in Wonderland. And Emir is like the word Arabic emirs mean prince, and the director tried to follow some of the young people from his own country, Tunisia, who immigrated already in France, but they cannot find a job and they become like loser or bummers or so I think it was one of the most important film I have seen recently. Yes.
Yes. Well, talking about the Luxor African Film Festival, before the interview you told me that actually you have launched a new initiative in it. So would you tell us more about it?
Yes, during the festival we have signed an agreement with around 26 different entities, including film festival related to African cinema, film houses that produce African films, whether they are based in one of the African countries or in Europe. Some organizations that fund cinema in addition to different artistic projects. And the agreement will make Luxor African Festival a hub to produce films for young filmmakers between 18 and 30 years old. This is the criteria of the selection. And right now we opened the call to receive the different ideas, screenplays to select around 3 projects to create 3 short films along with the entities we signed with these agreements. And I think this initiative will be very important for Egypt to make a very strong connection with the African countries. And I said before that Luxor Festival must have different kind of initiatives and events along the year, not only during the 10 days of the festival. And I think this fund will become a very important fund for filmmakers, and I hope it will expand to include in the future maybe long films and more films as well.
Yes.
Les machines, ça ne peut pas fonctionner s'il n'y a pas d'électricité. Même si je travaille manuellement, mais ce n'est pas mon rendement. Je ne suis pas au niveau où je voudrais être. Les gens des impôts, je les ai expliqué, je veux bien payer, mais j'ai des charges, parce que j'ai une famille. Il faut les nourrir, et il faut envoyer les enfants à l'école, et des fois, toute la journée, tu n'as rien. Mais tu vas aller payer l'impôt. Et l'impôt, c'est pas 10 000, hein, mais c'est beaucoup. Mais si je ne travaille pas, comment je vais payer la patente?
Recently, you also were following the Cinemobile Film Festival, and you wrote about it. So would you tell us a bit about it and give us an insight about it?
Yes, you know, in Egypt we started to create Cinemobile Festival. It was a certain type of festival that started in Europe and the state during the 5 years, the last 5 years. And you know, because right now most of the cell phones and the different type of equipments they have right now, cameras of good resolution, it became easy for not only professional filmmakers but also for amateurs to shoot their own films. That's why this kind of festival was initiated here by one of the Egyptian companies. I remember I attended one of its edition, and it was supervised by one of the promising filmmakers here in Egypt, Amir Ramses. And Amir is one of the rare filmmakers. He works between documentary and narrative films with a very good success. And yes, I can say that the film presented at this festival show a lot of promising figures that we can look for and maybe they can become professional filmmakers in the future. Maybe they would like to study more cinema and they can do different films with different kind of equipment in the future.
Yes.
في الغطس. وعلى كده بقى بعد 5 سنين شايف نفسك هتبقى ايه؟
Well, talking about Amir, recently Amir has finished the second sequel of The Jews of Egypt, and actually it will be screened at the inauguration ceremony of the Nile International Documentary and Short Films Festival.
Yes.
So would you tell us more about that film, please?
Well, I think Amir Ramses and the co-producer Haytham Al-Khamisi, and Haytham is of course a music composer initially, but he has a production company. They worked on this film, they produced it through their production company. And Amir started to work on this film a long time ago, and he was hesitating to shoot the material, to edit the material he shot for a long time. And then because the movie focused on the Egyptian Jews that left Egypt during in the aftermath of the 1952 revolution, and they went outside of Egypt. They lived, they started a new life. Some of them, they had sons and grandsons, but the movie tried to show how these Egyptians are quite related to Egypt, and also their sons and their descendants. And I think Amir did a very good research in tracking down these Egyptians, and he was granted to shoot people who refused to shoot with other filmmakers, given the fact that he started to show them what he did and the people he discovered before, so they granted him an interview. And yes, I think the movie was one of the most important films in Egyptian documentaries. It was shown in Ismailia, it was shown also in the